Okay, let's get right into it. We've all heard the news, right? NASA's going back to the moon. But the story here, it's way more complicated than you might think. We're talking about shifting plans, some serious billionaire rivalries, and a brand new global race for what might be the most valuable real estate in our entire solar system. I mean, think about it. For more than 50 years, the world has been waiting for this exact moment, for humans to go back and walk on the moon. And Artemis 3? That was supposed to be it. That was the mission, the next giant leap. But then, plot twist. NASA comes out and announces that Artemis 3, the mission we all thought was the big landing, yeah, that's not happening. At least, not the way we thought. The whole thing has been completely reworked. So what gives? What is really going on with the Artemis program? Well, here's the thing. This change wasn't a failure. Not at all. It's actually a super deliberate strategic move that shows you the true scale of what's unfolding out there. It's all about playing the long game. Okay, so first things first, we've got to understand why the plan changed. And really, it all boils down to one critical word: safety. The original plan? It was ambitious for sure, but man, was it risky. Get this, NASA's own safety panel threw up a big red flag on the original plan. They basically said, whoa, hold on a second. They were worried that stacking all these new, totally untested systems, the rocket, the capsule, and an unproven lander, all into one flight, it was just a recipe for disaster. Way too much, way too soon. So what do the engineers do? They go right back to the drawing board, and they're turning Artemis 3 into a full-on dress rehearsal, but in the relative safety of Earth's orbit. It's exactly what they did with Apollo 9 right before the first landing. They're sticking to the oldest rule in the book, right? You don't put boots on the moon unless you're absolutely positive you can get those boots back home. And speaking of that unproven lander, oh, this is where the story gets really interesting. Because this dress rehearsal, it's setting the stage for an insane, high-stakes competition. We're talking a battle between two of the richest people on the planet, both fighting for the bragging rights to land the next humans on the moon. So NASA basically set up a cosmic bake-off between two private companies, SpaceX and Blue Origin. They're pitting them against each other in a race to build the lunar lander. And this is not just some boring contract competition. No way. This is a real-time development race where every single launch, every single test is a huge deal. You've got SpaceX going all in on their massive, totally reusable Starship, while Blue Origin is taking a more traditional route with their multi-stage lander, the Blue Moon. So during this Artemis 3 mission, the crew is literally going to put these landers through their paces. They'll fly up, meet up with one or maybe even both of them, climb inside, and just run a full shakedown of every system. We're talking everything from life support to comms, and get this, they're even going to take the brand new Axiom spacesuits out for a spin in the vacuum of space for the very first time. How cool is that? And you have to understand, the stakes here are absolutely massive. The company that proves its system works, they don't just win a contract. No, they become the architectural foundation for NASA's entire future on the moon. Whichever lander works becomes the lander, the one NASA builds its whole lunar program around. But let's zoom out for a second, because this whole billionaire showdown, it's not happening in a vacuum. It's actually the engine driving a much, much bigger competition, a new global space race. And this one is fundamentally different from what we saw back in the 60s. Yeah, this is nothing like the Cold War space race. This time around, it's not just about flags and footprints. You've got two competing blocks, one led by the US with its Artemis Accords, and the other by China and Russia with their Lunar Research Station. And they are literally creating rival rule books for how we're all going to operate on the moon permanently. This is about setting the stage for the next 100 years of space exploration. And this just highlights the urgency. As NASA Administrator Bill Nelson put it, the clock is running. Both sides are dead set on landing crews on the moon before the end of this decade. This isn't just about national pride, folks. It's about staking a claim. So, you might be wondering, why are both of these global powers racing to the exact same spot on the moon? We're talking about the lunar South Pole. And believe me, this is no random choice. It is deeply strategic. The answer, well, it's hidden away in these craters that haven't seen a single ray of sunlight in literally billions of years. Down in those permanent shadows, these ultra-cold traps, something incredibly valuable is just waiting. And what is that prize? It's water, H2O. Not just a little bit, we're talking vast ancient deposits of frozen water ice. And look, this is way more than just something to drink.
This water ice is the key to unlocking the entire solar system. It's a resource that changes the whole game. See, if you can mine that ice, you can split it into hydrogen and oxygen. And what's that? Rocket fuel. By making rocket fuel on the moon, you get to skip the insane cost and difficulty of hauling it all the way from Earth. Suddenly, the moon isn't just a destination anymore. It becomes a deep space gas station, a cosmic pit stop, a jumping off point for everywhere else. So now you've got fuel, you've got a prime location. The goal completely shifts. It's not about visiting anymore. The goal is to stay. This time, we're not just planting a flag, we're building a neighborhood. And this isn't some sci-fi dream. NASA has a detailed, multi-phase, $20 billion blueprint on the table to make this permanent outpost a reality. It's a real step-by-step plan to actually build a lasting presence on another world. And to pull this off, we're gonna need some seriously cool new tech. We're talking about things like small nuclear reactors to give us power during that brutal 2-week-long lunar night, pressurized rovers that are essentially apartments on wheels, and we'll be heavily relying on what's called in situ resource utilization, which is really just a fancy way of saying we're gonna live off the land, harvesting local water, using local minerals, and even 3D printing buildings out of moon dust. But here's the kicker. Even this incredible moon base, it's not the final goal, not even close. It's really just a proof of concept, a test bed for something so much bigger. The real destination is much, much further away. Every single thing we learn on the moon, how to land safely, how to live for long periods, how to use local resources to survive, every bit of it is a direct prerequisite for humanity's next giant leap, getting to Mars. The moon is the ultimate training ground. It's all one giant dress rehearsal for the red planet. So when you think about it, those first boot prints back in the 60s, they were kind of an ending to a race. But these next ones, they're a beginning. We are literally witnessing the first tangible steps of humanity becoming a multiplanetary species. The question isn't if we're going to stay anymore. The real question is, what are we going to build?